Hello. I've been missing for a while, and what have I been doing? Right, well, one of the things I've been doing is looking at some other games. I've had a few problems. I've been quite busy work-wise, real life, and plus I've been having some issues with my provider of my Minecraft server, and I've had a few arguments with them, and basically I've ended my contract with them. So that's why you've not been seeing a lot of Minecraft videos lately. But while we've been having this kind of hiatus and me arguing and things like that, I've been kind of wandering around the gaming wilderness, and I've been revisiting a lot of games which I used to play quite a few years ago, and one of those is this game, and it's called Wurm Online. That's WURM rather than O, and it may be a bit, it's not new by any stretch of the imagination. It has been out a few years, but it might be new to you. It is quite low on the radar. Just speak somewhere. It's been quite low on the radar. It was a game which Notch from Minecraft was involved in before he left this project and went to pursue Minecraft. It's a massive multiplayer online game. It does have a charge to it, but you don't have to pay. You can use it on a trial account. There's no time limitations on that trial account, so you can quite happily make a trial account and just use that for the rest of your life. It does have some limitations though, that being that the skills that you gain, and I'll go into skills later on, but if I just bring up this skills tree, you can see we've got all these different skills, and you can see the level of skills that we've got. You know, start off with kind of really low things, 1. Some of them a little bit higher than that from when you do start, but you can't get them anywhere past 20 on a trial account, which is, it will limit you in some ways, but there's quite a few people who will just quite happily stay with that limitation, and at least if you don't want that limitation, you won't be getting past level 20 for a good couple of weeks. So if you do start a trial account, you're not going to be really limited and not be able to do anything. It's quite reasonable on costs. I think it's €10. So you decide what that's going to be in your own local currency. It's, like I say, it's a massive multiplayer online, so you connect over the internet. It's a medieval setting. If I just open this door, come out here, you can see there is some comparisons you can make with Minecraft, but you can see that the graphics are a lot more. They're certainly not Half-Life 2, but they're certainly a lot more less 8-bit than Minecraft. Everything is tile based. Where you get blocks in Minecraft, it's tiles. So you can see we've got a tile here which is supposed to be 4 meters by 4 meters, if memory serves. It's just turning night at the moment. A worm day in real terms, in real life time, is 3 hours. So you get 1.5 hours of daylight and 1.5 hours of night. And obviously, with it being a massive multiplayer online, there's no kind of sleeping to make it day. You've just got to cope with the night. It is a dangerous place. There are beasties out there of different levels. Anything from like pumas, cougars, cats, that kind of thing, to crocodiles, trolls. Obviously trolls being very dangerous, and things like wild dogs, which are not quite so dangerous, but when you start off as a newbie level, everything is pretty much dangerous, and the biggest advice I can give to you is run. Just run away from everything. Don't try and stop and fight. So yeah, everything is tile based, like I say. So you can see tiles on there, but every tile has a border. You can see we have a tile and a border, and it is terraforming. You can terraform the landscape. You can see this bit that I've carved out of the landscape here. This was all kind of sloping down here, just like this was, but I flattened all this out to allow me to build my house. It's a 2-story house. The houses themselves are very kind of block orientated. Everything's built on a tile, but then you can determine what wall is going to be on that tile. So I said, well, okay, well, this is going to be a part of my house, but this kind of bit on this border here is going to be a double door, but this one's going to be a wall. So you can kind of design your own house. This is going to be a window, and you can do interior walls as well. So we've got a wall here, we've got this archway here, so you can very much design your own houses. And you can have this second story if I just right click on there and climb up. There we go, we've got the second story of our house. That's that roof outside, that's just clipping in. And I've built a bit of a balcony going on out here. See? So yeah, very much something that you can kind of personalise yourself. I've not got any armour or anything on, so I'm pretty basic. You can see my bare feet. Climb down here. Now, you usually find that on most massive multiplayer games there's always some kind of sink involved, whether it be a time sink or a money sink. Anybody used to playing EVE Online would definitely know that's kind of a money sink. You've got to make in-game credit-esque to continue to buy things. This is very, very much definitely a time sink. People who are used to Minecraft will be used to very much an instant gratification on building things. You know, you can punch a tree to get wood, and easily just by your crafting table convert that log into 4 planks. It's very much more time expensive to make things, and just to show you, we've got all these this our inventory, and we've got all these tools. Hope you can pick this up on the screen, but I see you've got an axe. All these tools I've made myself. You see, we've got an iron axe here, and if we double click it we can activate that. And let's say we were going to go and cut a tree down because we want some wood. So I'm going to come over here, and we've got this nice big pine tree here. So approach the pine tree and just right click on it and cut down, and we'll start cutting down this pine tree. So it's a little bit more realistic than Minecraft in the way that you're not punching a piece of tree and getting it down, but there is a time sink involved. So you can see we've done one action of cutting down, but the tree is a big tree, so it needs more than one action on it. So we will right click at that again and try and cut down again, and we'll cut more wood out of this, and eventually we'll cut through this tree and we'll see it fall. But it's all about time. Everything it's got like a time attached to it, and the more skilled you get at things as well, because you'll see as we open our skill tree here, we're getting more skill because it's lighting up green on cutting wood down. It's one of those games that the more you do a task, the more skill you get in that particular area. So we're getting more skills in cutting wood, but we'll also be getting skills on axes as well, because we're using an axe to cut it down. So here we go, carrying on cutting down this tree, and eventually, hopefully sometime soon, it's hard to do a let's play on something like this because it is, like I say, it is very much a time sink. It's something that you might do kind of an online diary once a week, probably more. And you see what I mean. In Minecraft, if you'd have had this tree down by now and been making planks, but this is more, I won't say realistic, because there are some things which aren't kind of realistic. And there we go, it's going, and that's fallen down. So we've got a tree. Now we can pick this tree up, but it's very heavy, and if we try and take this tree and we're carrying too much. But if we wasn't carrying this much, we could probably pick this tree up, but we're being encumbered, and it would be very slow moving. So what we're better doing, with our axe still activated, right click it and then just chop it up into smaller logs. And this is a quicker action, so you can see it doesn't take as long, but we've got a log down here now, and we can carry on chopping this up into different logs. And you can carry on looking around while you're doing all this. It's not going to affect anything. Carrying on again, we've got 2 logs here, we've got one there. Carrying on cutting this tree. Well, I'm not going to cut it all because you don't want to see them all. And now we've got a stack of, we've got more than 2, it's kind of made a stack object. And we can open this stack object and see that it contains three logs. And you carry on cutting this until it's all gone, basically. It'll just disappear when you've chopped it up completely. But then with this wood you would then create other things, generally planks. I'll just take all of these for the time being. You can see I'm moving a lot slower now because the weight I'm carrying. See those logs, I've got 6 logs on me, and that's 144 weight. I don't know whether that's what measurement that is in. But I can bring them into my little storage area that I've made in my house and put it in here. Now this is another object I've made, which is a bulk storage bin. It allows me to store lots of things, and I can open that and then just get my logs and put them in there. So we've waited a little bit here just until it was kind of fully dark. Believe it or not, it is night, and you can still see, and the reason you can still see is it's a full moon tonight, because we do have proper moon phases. If I kind of come down here a little bit, I've got to be careful because it is quite steep and I could injure myself. That's a dead crocodile, we'll come back to that in a minute, but you can see we've got the moon out there. It's jackal, because there are 2 moons. Excuse me. The other moon isn't on tonight, but you can see we've got a full moon. The moon jackal is full, so it is quite light. If it's not a full moon, it is literally pitch black unless you've got a light source with you. On our little deed here, we've got some iron lamps that we've made, so that brightens the place up, but you don't have to go far away from them if there's no moon out, and it will be pitch black. But you can see I've travelled a fair distance away from that lamp, and I can still quite easily see, but you will, yeah, that's still a jackal. You will find that when there's no moon out, it is literally, you will not see a thing. Like I said, this is our deed. You kind of size up a deed, and then you've got to pay for it in-game currency, silver coins, and every month you've got to pay an upkeep on that of silver coins. Now how you get those silver coins is up to you. You can use real money to buy in-game currency, or you can make things in game and then take them to probably like a central market, and then or just passing players and sell them on. Then in-game players will buy them off you for currency. So you've got 2 ways of doing that. But just because you don't have a deed doesn't mean you can't build anything. Undeeded land, and how you can tell whether it's deeded or not, if you just choose a tile like that and just do examine, you can see this is within the village of Nexus Harbour, because that's what we've called this. But if you keep your eye down there, as soon as I walk off this tile here, and you can see we've left Nexus Harbour now, because it only extends up to this tile kind of here, and it goes all the way just past those trees and all the way to the waterfront. But this is the kind of the Westwood barrier, and you can see if we examine that tile now, you can see it's in the perimeter, so it's not a lot of protection, but the perimeter goes on for another like 10. but if it's out of that perimeter, it'll just say this is the lands of Wurm, and things like that. You can just build on yourself, even if you don't have to have the deed. You do get bonuses if you do build on a deed. So this building will not decay as fast if it is on a deed, which it is. So it will stay standing without decaying for quite a while. If it's out there in the wilderness, it will decay quicker, but you can always repair walls and improve walls so they're of better quality. And we've got a spirit temple here. We'll come back to what he does in a second. So you can see there's a lot going on, but like I said before, it is a time sink. Things that you've got to do in game cost you real time to do, and I'll show you what that means. It is a survival game, so you've got to forage, grow, build, make everything yourself. And here we are growing some corn. We've got some pumpkins here as well, and I planted these, and you can see because of my skills, if I kind of mouse over that, you can see that it says that it's almost ripe. If your farming skills, I think it's farming, come down here, nature, can't see it on there, but the skills for farming, which I think it's under nature somewhere. I think it's like gardening. I think that's right. Oh, there you go, farming. It's there. Once you've got that up to a high enough level, you can just mouse over, and it'll tell you whether it's whether you can harvest it yet. But you can see it's just almost ripe, so it's not right yet. But I planted this probably about, let's say, what day is it now? Probably about 5 real days ago. Now, if you think about it, corn would take a while to grow in real life, and every worm day, so every in-game day, is 3 real hours. So one real day, one of our 24 hours, is 8 days in Wurm, so a week and 1 day. So 5 real days ago, I planted this. It's almost ripe now. It'll probably be right in the morning, so that's probably about 6 days. So that's like nearly 7 weeks in game ago I planted them, and it's going to take to grow. So you've got that time sink. You know, it's not like Minecraft in the way that you can plant that and then just put some bone meal on and it's going to spring up automatically. There's a time sink involved, and everything in the game has a time sink. And to show you that, what I want to do is I had a mine there, but it seems to have collapsed in on itself. If I come down here, we've got another mine on the deed. Now, mining in the game is not something like in Minecraft where you can just go along and quite happily punch an entire cave out within a couple of minutes. It does take an awful long time, but mining is generally something you do to gain resources rather than, although there's nothing stopping you from making an underground base, it's not something that you generally do. Like, oh, this was mined out. This is you don't have caverns as such. The world is solid, so all this has been mined out, and it's just, if you mouse over, you can see it's just cave floors. This has been reinforced with planks, because if you don't reinforce it with planks, it has got a chance of caving in on you. So all this has been reinforced with wood. But if we come over here, you can see this is actually an iron vein, which we can get iron resources from, iron ore. So if we get our pickaxe and approach this and say we're going to mine it, and you can see we've got our timing bar coming up here. This is how long it's going to take us to do one mining cycle. And there you go, it's complete, and you mine some ore. And if we look on the ground, here we go, we've got some iron ore which I can now take. Now you would generally see this tile is still here. It's not just because we've mined it doesn't mean it completely disappears, and it will generally take anywhere between 45 and 50 actions to mine one single tile, and every one of those actions would take somewhere around 15 seconds. So you can see it's probably about 15 minutes if memory serves to mine one complete tile out. So if you can think about that, this is, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So this small corridor here of 6 tiles would have taken about an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half to dig out. So it's not something like Minecraft where you would easily just start mining away. I'll just take you over here and just show you the water. You see it's nice and clear. And so up here we've got our stamina bar, so that tells us how much energy, if you like, that we've got to go. And as we're walking around, that will, well, won't particularly go when we're just doing something like walking, but if we go in here and have a bit of a swim, you can see that stamina bar is going down because we're doing something quite energetic. And if we come over here, we can we won't be able to get out because it's too steep, but we can click on here and then we can climb out. And you can see we're using stamina all the time. If we stop climbing, and then that stamina will slowly, if we just give it a while, start coming back up. Now it's not coming back up instantly or quickly. It's not coming up at all because we're still in climbing mode. You see it's slowly coming back up now. Now it will go up quicker if our water bar was completely full. This is our water bar, how thirsty we are, and this is our food bar, how nutritiously inept we are. So if I right click on that and then just choose drink, you can see we're drinking up and our thirst is now going away. So now if we go for a little bit of a swim and we're using up that stamina, when we come out, do a climb to get out of here, and you'll see when we come out of climb mode, that went up quite a lot quicker because our thirst. So yeah, if we've got our iron on, I just want to show you what we can do now. It's not like, it's like in the same kind of, if you excuse the pun, the same vein as Minecraft. You will get iron ore and then you would have to smelt that iron ore into iron, which you can then use, and you do the same in this, but because we don't have any, because it's an online game, we don't have mods or anything, we can't mod the game up, we all have to use the same version. So there's nothing where you can automate, you can't make a machine to do this. So what we have to do is we have to do it manually, and that's where the time sink comes into this. So if I come over here and if I open up this storage bin, I just want to show you this. We've got some Kindle here, we've got 18 bits of Kindle, but I'm just going to get one of these bits of scrap, one scrap, just want one of those. And if we equip ourselves with a tool, this carving knife, and I just double click on it so it goes green, that's now an active item, that's the active item we're using. Right click on the item we want to use it on, which is this wooden scrap, and then we can choose create, and we want to create kindling, and you can see 86%. Our skills in carpentry and wood cutting are such that we've got an 86% chance of actually succeeding in doing this. So you can see our timer that's going to take to do this is increasing, and we're whittling away with our knife, and we've created some kindling, and here it is. So now we can activate. In here we should have a flint and steel, and if we go out here, actually what I want to do is if I open this and just if I take a log with us as well, those birchwood logs, let's take that, go outside, and I have built ourselves a forge. Now you don't have to build a forge, because forges can be a bit expensive in resources. You need bricks and clay. Clay can be quite hard to get hold of, but you can do this in like a normal campfire. But if I choose light with our flint and steel, we will then use this kindle, which just disappeared, and we will now light the fire. There you go, so the fire is lit. Now because that's only lit with the kindling, it's only going to last for so long, so now we can double click the wood to activate it and then choose burn, and that will put the log on the fire, and now that's going to last a lot longer. Now we can open the forge, and that's what's in our forge. We've got a pottery bowl in there which we were using to cook a casserole before, and again you're going to make all this food to survive. But then I can get our iron ore, put that in there, and then when that will then start to get hot, you know things start to get hot, you get this little, if you can have a look at that pottery bowl, you can see you've got this little yellow symbol next to it, and you can see if we hover over it, mouse over it, it says it's very warm because the fire's been heating up, and you can see now the iron ore's got very warm, and when it gets to a certain heat that will turn into an iron lump, just a lump of iron, and that's smelted, and then we can then use that iron ore to make goods, make tools, things like that. Now another thing that we can use this for, this forge, is for cooking our food. You can make an oven. I don't think there's any particular advantage of making an oven. Now what I want, if I just open this barrel, you see we've got some meat in here. Now just to show you, just to try and complete the picture, if you will, we found a dead crocodile, or I think it was over here. You can see one of the tools we've made is a butchering knife. If I activate that, and again it's all a success, chance of success. Now where was that crocodile, that dead crocodile? It was dead because one of our guards, here it is, one of our guards killed it. So if I right click on it and I can choose butcher, and now we're using that knife to butcher this crocodile, this fine animal. This is how long it's taken us. See, now it's butchered, and now we can open that animal up, and you see from our butchering we've been able to make 2 crocodile meat, and we've also been able to get the paw off it. Now we could have probably got something else like the hide if we had a good percentage chance of getting that, but then we can, this might not work, but we can get our shovel and we can bury that. It might not work because I can see we've got rock here and it's not going to let us bury things under rock. Must have been on enough dirt there to bury that. So we can now come up here with our meat. Now we can throw this meat on the fire. We can throw it directly on the fire. There's our crocodile meat, chuck it directly on there, and then that'll go and turn to cooked meat. We could have eaten this meat raw, but we wouldn't have got much nutritional value out of it. So if we cook it, we'll get more nutritional value out of it. But if we put that cooked meat in a bowl and put some other things in, like garlic and sage, thyme, anything like that, which you can get from foraging around and growing, we make things like a casserole, which is more nutrition for us. And the more nutrition we've got, this is our hunger bar, but the colour of the bar, you can see if I hover over it, you can see our food is 44%, but our nutrition is 51%, and that's really indicated by the colour of the bar. The brighter the green, the more nutrition we've got. And if we can right click that and eat, now when we're eating that, our bar will go up, we'll get, see our nutrition is going up. So the better quality the food and the more items that's in it, the more nutrition we'll get. So for example, we're cooking some potatoes here. So if we put some meat in a frying pan, which we can make with the iron, and put potato in and some of the meat, we can make a meal, and that will, and you can see that iron is now just turned into a lump. But with a meal we can get more nutrition, and we can make things like a cauldron, and we can put water in the cauldron with some meat and some vegetables, and we can make a soup. And again, that's a different level of nutrition. So it's all different kinds of meals we can make, and it gives us an advantage as well. I don't think they're ready because they're not flowering. You can see, I don't know whether, I think it's just about coming daytime. In fact, if we click on this time button, we can see it's 3:30 in the morning. So I think the sun comes up around about 4:30, so it's going to be up in another hour or two. What else are we likely to show you? Oh yeah, so I'll show you what we can make with that iron lump. So if I come around here, oops, started staring at my feet there. So if I come around here, we can now mess with our iron lump. Now I've been carrying around a anvil, a small anvil. There's a small anvil in the game, and there is a large anvil as well, but you can see we've got our small anvil here. And if I open up and get our iron lump, okay, and make that the active item, so that's what we're working with, we can right click on our anvil and we can do things like make things. Now probably I won't need to hold up the anvil and do it like this. So we've got the iron lump, and if we right click on it, you see we can now create. So we can make decorations like candelabras and a ball, which is more of an ingredient to use with something else. We can make a large anvil, and a large anvil will be able to make large items like swords and things like that. We can make locks, so we can put a lock on our door, but we can also make padlocks as well. So you can make a chest, for example, to keep things, and you can put padlock on it so nobody else in game can steal things from you. But we can make things like needles, nails, branding irons, but these are tools that would use something else. So for example, this wall would have taken 20 planks and a large nail, so you would make the large nail sent through here. Other things, so we can make our tools. So you can see we can make I'm just thinking of something that we can make, but I'm probably going to need as well. See, I'll make this carve. I know we've got a carving knife already, but just to show you, we'll make this carving knife, and you can see we've got a 77% chance of being successful in making that as well. Making this carving knife, just the blade, and we succeeded. We created the carving knife blade, and you can see we've got it in there. So if I add, have I got any? Yeah, I've still got some of the lump left. See, that was a weight of 1 before, and we've used some of that. So we can put that in and keep that warm. And while that's keeping warm, we can come round back into our house and open up our bulk storage bin, and if we take a log out of there, just the one, and on that we can take our existing carving knife and create a shaft. And we already had 14 wooden shafts, but I want to kind of show you the process. Now we've made a small shaft, so a shaft of wood, and you can see our log of wood has gone down. You see that was 24 before, but we've taken some off. So now we can get our shaft and use our carving knife on it again to create a handle. We've got 90% chance of doing this, so a good chance of succeeding here. And we've created a handle. So now we can take our handle, wherever it's gone, or we get a carving knife blade and combine it with our handle when we find it. Here we go, handle birchwood. Combine them together to create a tool of a carving knife, and we've got a 58% chance of putting these together successfully to make a carving knife. So we'll give that a go. So it's going to take us 11 seconds to do this. So this is where you can see it, that you've got this time sink. You're sinking time into the game. And now, so you see, we almost made it, but the carving knife is useless. But we haven't lost anything. We've still got the blade, but we've managed to damage it a little bit by our attempt, so we can give it another go. Now everything has a quality and damage. So the lowest quality you could have is 1, and the highest is 100 or 99. And see, we succeeded that time, so we've got two knives now. That's our original knife that we had before with a quality of 24.9. We've got this one that we've just made, which is slightly less quality. So the quality starts at 1 being absolutely rubbish, and up to 100, which is absolutely fantastic. So an average knife is about 50. But you can get away with things like 20 and 25. They're quite good as well. But you can improve them as well. And the way that you'd improve them is first by putting them back in the forge and heating them up again. So if I come back around here and open up our forge and put our carving knife back in, and that'll heat up, and you can see with this little symbol that tells us what you need to improve this knife, and that's an iron lump, so we need more iron lump. So you can see that the quality of this knife is 15, so we need iron lump of higher than 15 in order to improve it. So we can't improve it with material that is of lesser quality. So this iron lump is 49, so yeah, we could be able to improve that. So but we've got to wait till it's glowing hot, and then you can start improving it just by activating the iron lump and then using it on the tool, in this case the carving knife. This is another thing that I made just out of wooden planks. A cart, which is great. You can see, if you remember before, we was carrying that wood around, those logs, and it was we only could carry 6 of them. Well, we was travelling quite slow. We can actually carry 9 in this cart, and we can still move at quite a reasonable speed. And all we have to do is right click on it and choose drag, and then we can drag the cart around. So that makes a heck of a difference to us, again, pardon the pun, carting things around. So we can stop dragging that, and we can open the cart and see what's in it. Now we was moving quite slowly then, because we're actually carrying quite a lot of weight, because we're still carrying that birchwood log, and we've also got part of a the other thing that we made, can't remember what it's called now. There we go, that shaft. So we'll put them in here, way in there, and we'll use them for a later project. So you can see the whole game itself has got a depth to it, a depth which you don't get in Minecraft. Minecraft kind of gives you instant gratification, if you like. You can easily get resources. There's a lot more involved in this game. You've got to have a lot of patience with this game. It's not something that you're going to make a kingdom overnight, or even within a week. You can see this very simple 2-story house, building that completely from the ground up, and collecting all the resources I need for this. So cutting down the trees, sawing them into planks, taking them over here, and making the nails and everything else I needed. Probably took me in real hours, probably about 30 real hours of solid gameplay just to complete this house, which is quite large, really. You know, you could get away to start off with like a 1-tile shack with just like a couple of doors, a roof, and a door on it, just to give you some protection. And then once you've got that, go on to something bigger, just to give you a bit of a show and tell around here. This is a stone building that my friend has been building. He's still in the process of putting all this together, so you can see he's planned out a floor level here, and he's busy putting planks on it to expand it. He's put this rope kind of fence in here to make kind of a balcony. So this is a bit more of a grandiose house, but you need more materials. You need to mine away and get rock, and then you make that rock into stone bricks, and then with stone bricks and mortar, which you can make out of sand and clay, you can then start building walls. So there's a lot more into it. It's a lot longer to do, but it's something you can aim towards. This tower is again something he built. It's not something that we can actually interact with. You can't get in it. It's something which spawns these guards, which you've been seeing around the place, the AI guards, and you can use them for protection. Because, like I said, it is quite a dangerous place. Is Wurm. It's not something I would recommend from day one, or even a few days in. I wouldn't recommend fighting anything, because you will die. You can see over here we've got a young lava fiend, which is kind of it's like a dog thing, glowing. I'm not going to get too close because it's just going to attack us, and I might not be able to run to our guards quickly enough. But you can see here's another one that's been killed. Yeah, we'll keep out of his way. But if we got onto our land, and he followed us onto our land, then our guards would then spring into action and then kill him. So that gives you a quick tour of the game. If I get any feedback on this, I might kind of do not tutorials as such, and not let's plays, because with it being a time sink, I don't think it's going to be an enjoyable thing to watch. But I would probably do kind of diary updates. So what I recommend you do is give it a go. www.wurmonline.com, I think it is. Certainly I'll try and put the proper address, if that's not it, in the description. You can sign up with a free trial account and give it a whirl and persist with it. Don't just kind of log on and don't like it. Give it a go, and if you need any help in game, give us a shout. So thanks for watching, and see you in game hopefully. Bye for now.